Another very useful and powerful tool in SharePoint is that of templates. And more specifically, we're going to talk about list templates in a moment. Now, have you been using list templates already? When you create any type of list, you're using a list template, whether it be a Contacts app, which has a bunch of columns that already come set up with it. Even a custom list, which is blank, is a list template because it already has the title field configured. Or if you have, for example, your tasks list that has a bunch of pre-configured columns and settings. So you can create your own list templates as well. What I'm going to do here is I'll show you how to do that. I have Contacts app here. I have a lot of the standard fields, but I've created my own column. And I could also set some validation or put in some, change some of the other list settings. And what I'd want to do is obviously package that all up in a template so somebody else, even in another site, could use that template. So it's really good for standardization, and also people don't have to repeat the work manually. They can just stamp that template back on. It's a great feature. So to do that, if you click on the list settings here and go here to save list as template, now it's going to ask you for the file name, because really what's happening when you're saving a template is SharePoint packages up the entire list and all the settings in a WSP file. That's the file extension it's called. So it's going to ask you for the file name. So call that my contacts template. And actually I'll just use the same name as the template name. So I'm saying use this template for all contacts lists. Now I have this final option here about including content. So if I wanted to include all of the list items, or if this is a template based on a document library, I would include all the documents as well. So that's potentially really useful because the list will have all that information already in it when the other user uses that template. But for this example, I'm not going to include the content because I want this to be a blank list. I just want all the settings and columns configured. What's important to note though is this warning here that item security is not maintained in a template. So if you've set security on your documents and broken permission, when you save them all up in a template, all of that will be lost and the permissions will just be inherited from the permissions in the list. So press OK, and SharePoint will package that up as a list template. So I can press OK here, but what I'll do is I'll show you the list template gallery. The list template gallery actually sits in the root site. So I was in my site/team site before, but now I'm actually back in the home site. This list template gallery is in the root site so that all other sites can consume that template and use that template. And really you'll see this is just a document library and it holds WSP files. And you can see the template in here and some other information about it. Now I'll show you, I can now use this list template in other areas. I'll go to my settings, go to add an app. I'll just do a search here for contacts. So I'll go back again. We can see there was the contacts template is here. So I have the original contacts template and I have my own contacts template that I've created. So I create that. And this will have all of the new columns, all of the views, all of the settings, everything except item security that the other contact list have. Now, there's no relationship between the two. So if I update the original contact list, that won't update this. This is now its own entity, but you'll see the new columns here. So it's a very useful tool for reusing list templates and things like that. It's a great tool to have.